Hello, my name is Gita and I'm one of the tutors of Titik English course. And during my teaching experience here, I've always got some questions for my IELTS students. They ask me some question about how to extend our answers in speaking for IELTS. And today, I'm gonna tell you a couple of tips on how to lengthen our answer in speaking for IELTS effectively. First of all, we can use key phrases. What do I mean with key phrases? Key phrases are phrases that can help us in addressing the question in speaking for IELTS. First, opinion phrases. In speaking for IELTS, we are typically asked about our opinion regarding a topic. And for that, we can use some opinion phrases to answer it. For example, as far as I'm concerned, and then in my opinion, I believe, and the last, if you ask me. I'll give you an example. When you are asked about an opinion like, do you think that children nowadays are becoming more addictive to technologies? You may answer it by, as far as I'm concerned, since technology has become one of the parts of our daily life, children are significantly influenced by it and blah blah blah. And then secondly, you can use umbrella statements. What are umbrella statements? Umbrella statements are phrases that actually summarize all the ideas that you are about to say. For example, when you are asked about some reasons why you love to live in your hometown, you may answer it by, there are a number of reasons why I really love living in my hometown. And then after this, you may use some cohesive devices like, firstly, it is because blah blah blah. And then secondly and finally, something like that. The third one, you can use generalization phrases. This helps you, particularly in speaking part 3, to give a general idea about your topic. For instance, you can use 9 times out of 10, and then another one, generally speaking, or by and large. All of these phrases combined can help you to give an extended answer. And then I'll give you one of the questions and I will use opinion phrases simultaneously with umbrella statements as well as generalization phrases. Imagine the question is, why the international tourists like to visit and come to your country? You may answer it by, as far as I'm concerned, there are a number of reasons why tourists love visiting Indonesia. To embark on, generally speaking, people find that Indonesia is a true diverse country where we have enormous cultures, customs, and tradition that people have never seen it before. And then for further reasons, you may say, another reason would be blah blah blah. And lastly, you may say, the final reason why people choose Indonesia as their favorite destinations is blah blah blah. Another way to beautify your answer in speaking for IELTS is to try to provide reasons and examples. Whenever you are asked a question, and then try to elaborate your answer by providing the reason of the answer that you've just mentioned. For example, when you are asked, do you like traveling? And then you may answer it by, I like traveling. Don't only just answer it by, I like traveling, and then full stop. But you may elaborate it by giving the reasons like, I like traveling as I find it interesting to find another place or find a new place or to meet new people, something like that. And then, to complete it, you may provide an illustration. Like, last year, to illustrate, I went to Raja Ampat. And there I see a beautiful scenery and blah blah blah. Next, you can use hypotheses. articles. I know in your grammar class you've learned about conditional sentences consist of first conditional, second conditional, and last third conditional. And for speaking for IELTS, I suggest you to use second conditional. For example, when you are asked about a question about something that you've never done before, you may answer it by, well, I've never had the experience before, but if I were to do that, I would blah blah blah. You may provide an illustration as if you did it in your past times. Another way to make your answer longer is to use contrast details by adding but, however, in contrast to show the opposing idea of your first main idea. For instance, when you're asked, do you like to stay with your parents in your hometown? And you may answer it by, frankly speaking, at the moment, I want to look after my parents because I want to accompany them in their old days. However, when I get married, I think I would move to another city with my little family to start new life. Last tips, you can use comparison. You may compare your current condition with your past or even your future conditions. One of the assessments in Speaking for IELTS is GRA, which is Grammatical Range and Accuracy. In that assessment, you have to show your ability in use a wide range of grammatical use without any errors. So, you may provide an answer using present tense as well as future or past tense. I'll give you an example. The examiner may ask you a question like, do you like playing football? And then you may answer it by, I used to love playing football. However, at the moment, I'm no longer being a football player because I don't have any sufficient time to do it as I'm up to my neck because of my tight schedule. Did you see how I compare my present time with my past time? Initially, I mentioned I used to play football. And then I compare it with my current condition that I said, however, because of my tight schedule, I can't play football again. So, you can compare your present conditions with your past condition to show your wide range of grammatical use. I think that's enough about our tips to extend your answer in Speaking for IELTS. Don't forget to follow our Instagram account at Titik English and subscribe our YouTube channel at Titik English Course. See you!